Hello, my name is Lisa Gray, Executive Director with the Simsbury Chamber of Commerce. There's a little chill in the air, and as the calendar turns to fall, we start talking chili. Not the temperature, but the Simsbury Spooktacular Chili Challenge, taking place on Saturday, October 28th at the Simsbury Meadows Performing Arts Center. This is the third year the Simsbury Chamber of Commerce has hosted this outstanding family event, and I have a few guests with me here today who are going to talk about the event as a whole and some of the new things we've added this year to make an already great event even better. To my left is Tony Juanino. Tony is Director of Belden Forest Court and co-chair of the Chamber's Chili Challenge Task Force. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today.
Sure.
I appreciate it. And I see you dressed appropriately for the occasion.
I did. I have last year's T-shirt on me now. They're
right
in the middle of printing this year's. That can be purchased right at the event.
That's right. We make a new T-shirt every year that the attendees can purchase while they're at the event. So what else can you tell us about this event? Why should people attend?
I've been with the event for the past, since it started 2 years, and it's just a great event. Great for families, individuals just to come out. It's a nice day. You get to taste all kinds of chilies, all kinds of different chili cooks. Sure. It's just a huge variety. Great entertainment for the day.
So we've got 3 live bands that are going to be there throughout the day. We do trick-or-treating for the kids, so we definitely want the parents and the grandparents to bring the kids in costume. Adults can come in costume too, right? Because we do the costume contest.
Yep, there's a costume contest for the kids. All the vendors
beer and wine for the adults.
Definitely beer and wine. The vendors all have candy for the kids, so they can go trick-or-treating between the vendor tents, which are mingled in between with all the chili cooks, so you get to see everything all at once.
And lots of chili and our restaurant competition, which we're going to talk about in a little while.
Yep, lots of local restaurants, great chili. We started that last year, and it was excellent. I'm looking forward to it again this year.
Oh, me too. So other than purchasing tickets and attending, how else can people get involved?
Well, we mentioned vendors. There's vendor areas available for that you can purchase. You get your own 10 by 10 area, and like I said, they're intermingled with the chili cooks, so you can actually be part of the crowd. You're not off to the side or anything.
Right, which is different than a lot of events that we've all attended where the poor vendors are kind of off in their own little country over there.
It works great because the vendors can actually go to the chili cooks at the same time watching their tents, and you get to see a little bit of everything all at once.
Right, and we're always looking for volunteers.
We are. If anybody's willing to volunteer, they can call the chamber office. Even if it's just a few hours, the day before we have a lot of setup. The day of, obviously, we need a lot of volunteers, even if it's just 2 hours helping with directing cars parking, or we have a whole list of things that need to be done, and then obviously on Sunday, we have to clean everything up. So.
Right. And an event of this size takes a real big team to put it together. And to thank everybody, all of our volunteers, we have a wonderful party that we throw at the North House a few days after the event. That's always a big blowout, and we give away prizes, and we have wonderful gift bags.
Yeah, they did it last year, and they did a really awesome job.
Definitely. It's a nice reward for helping us out on that day. And judges, we're still looking for judges. If anybody out there, there's no previous experience required. You just have to have a taste for chili, and we'd love to have you there judging the event as well. And sponsorship too. Do you want to talk about sponsorships at all?
Yeah, there's still, I don't know which ones are left, but there's still definitely room for sponsorships. Right. You can, even if you can't attend the event or you just want to get your business name out there, we have different opportunities that you can get your name or logo put on.
Right. It's a great way to get exposure for a business, and we really can't do this event without our wonderful sponsors like Simsbury Bank and Hassett and George and several others who are helping us out year after year. We really appreciate that very much. So Tony, you're heading up a brand new part of the event that we're bringing on.
I am.
This year.
3 years
what is that?
3 years in, we're looking to do a little bit of a little building on to the event. We're going to try a touchy truck this year. We have everything from emergency vehicles, construction vehicles, military vehicles already lined up, and I kind of stepped a little further. Want to do something different. So, weather permitting, we have Lifestar coming in too.
People are getting excited about that. I'm already hearing them talking about it.
Yep, they'll be there 1:30 to 4:30. So they'll be landing right after it starts, and they'll be taking off just before it ends. So you'll be able to see them come in, take a tour around the helicopter, and watch them leave.
That'd be great. And we have space for quite a few trucks, right?
We do. If anybody else is interested in trucks, we have, like I said, we have a pretty good variety. I'm always looking for something different. Bigger, better. Different is better too.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I'm sure all the kids are, little kids and big kids are going to be looking forward to the Touch-A-Truck this year.
Yeah.
And something new that we've added this year is our youth competition. And we have one of our youth competitors joining us here today. Hello, Dylan Grossman. How are you? First time on TV, right? So he's a little nervous. That's okay. I was very nervous my first time too. So Dylan, you're from West Simsbury, right?
Yep.
And what school do you go to?
I go to Renbrook School in West Hartford.
Oh, Renbrook School. Okay, you want to give a shout out to any of your friends who are watching from Renbrook School?
Shout out.
Say hi, everybody. All right, all right. How old are you?
I'm 10.
You're 10. And do you consider yourself a pretty good cook?
Yeah.
Yeah? How long have you been cooking?
A year or so.
A year or so? What got you interested in cooking?
When me and my mom and I went to the store and there was like a cooking demonstration of kimchi fried rice.
Oh, really?
So we got the recipe, we took it home, and we cooked it. And
Great.
I really enjoy cooking.
Yeah. Are you still making that at home?
Yeah.
So would you say that's your favorite thing to cook, do you think? Or is there something else that's your favorite?
I like making chicken drumsticks.
Chicken drumsticks? What do you do with the chicken drumsticks?
We put them in like an egg and milk coating,
Batter,
and
yeah.
then
Mhm.
roll them in
Breadcrumbs?
breadcrumbs. Yeah.
Sounds delicious. Well, you have to invite me over for dinner sometime. Have you been to the Simsbury Spectacular Chili Challenge before?
Yeah, I've been going for the past couple of years.
Oh, you have? Good. What'd you like about it?
The chili.
The chili? Did you do trick-or-treating at all, too?
No.
You didn't come in costume? Are you going to come in costume this year while you're cooking?
Maybe.
Okay. So have you perfected your chili recipe yet? Have you been practicing?
Yeah, I've been practicing. I haven't perfected it yet, but practicing on Sundays.
Still working on it? All
Yeah.
right. Can you reveal any secret ingredients to us, maybe?
I
Or are you
could,
going to keep it a
but
secret?
then it wouldn't be secret.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know the first prize is $250, right? So what are you going to do with that money if you're the big winner?
Buy
Have you
some
thought about it yet?
cooking stuff.
Really? Okay. Okay. And have you decided what your Halloween costume's going to be? Yeah.
I'm going to be a hippie.
A hippie.
My brother's going to be a mime, and we're going to be peace and quiet.
Oh, hey, I like that. I like that very much. All right. Well, we'll all look forward to seeing you at the Chili Challenge, Dylan. And we have a couple of cooks here with us today that you might be able to pick up a few tips from. Dave Schulman is an amateur cook who's joined us for the last 2 years and is joining us again this year. He's from Avon. And give us a little bit about your background in the chili competitions, Dave.
Let's see, how can I start this? I got started because my wife worked for the company that sponsored the Connecticut State. The third year I did it, I accidentally tied for first place. And
Accidentally? How accidentally?
Very accidentally. And thought I knew how to make chili, so I hit the circuit and just learned over the years until I got, I guess reasonably good at it. Mm-hmm. So, and it's the chili world is a special place. So if you get into it, it's like you don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Great people.
Yeah, great.
Great chance
Yeah,
to travel.
I've had an opportunity to meet a lot of them. You're absolutely right.
There are always fundraisers
Yeah.
for charity, so it's always for a good cause.
Yeah. And as I said, this is your third year cooking with us.
Right.
What keeps bringing you back to us?
One is 5 miles from my house.
Yes, that helps.
Especially since it's the weekend after the World's Championship. It's going to be in Reno, so I don't really want to go farther than 5 miles from
Right.
my house. But it's a great cook. It's actually one of the better cook-offs I go to. It's like you guys make a great effort. That we have a variety of things to do. A lot of cook-offs are just cooking, and you have a lot going on for the public. The judging has been good. And I haven't won yet, but it'll get better.
That's right. Well, that's why you come back
And
this year.
I just enjoy doing it. It's an opportunity to support the local community.
Great. We appreciate it very much, Dave. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the competition itself. It might be a little bit confusing to some people because we have a lot going on there. So what will you be cooking, and what is the difference between the different recipes?
Actually, there's three different competition items. You got red chili, green chili, and salsa. Mm-hmm. Salsa is pretty self-explanatory. You have to make it yourself. You can make it in advance. There are no rules other than you have to make it yourself. red chili is traditional, what you think about, but what we make for competition is not what you would normally think of. There's no beans, no filler, it's meat and sauce.
Traditional Texas red
by the
chili, as they
rules,
call it, right?
The traditional Texas red chili, and it's very rich. It's something that's designed to catch a judge's attention in one small bite. Hard to eat a bowl of it. Green chili is a dish that's very popular in Colorado and in Arizona. And for some reason, it just doesn't get out of there. Even though it's at least 8 to 10 people who try it rave about it. For some reason, it just hasn't spread out. That's what I cook to eat, you know. And it's just, you know, delicious food. And
it's meat and a green
it's
sauce.
It's meat. It's using a lot of chili peppers.
Tomatillos.
It's more some people use tomatillos, some don't. It's more stew-like than red chili.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's People's Choice, which you're also participating in. And that is just whatever you want to do, but it has to have beans in it.
Right.
And that's because, let's face it, the public isn't coming to watch us cook.
Right. They're coming to eat.
They want something.
They just want to eat.
So
Yeah.
and some of the cooks are very competitive about that, and some do it because they want to help out, but they're not really trying to win it. And some of the cooks get pretty creative with it. And,
I've seen them get
and
real creative.
and I always watch the crowd because they come in and they think, I want a lot, and they don't realize it. All those little 2-ounce servings they're getting, they get all the way around. They just ate 2 quarts of chili.
Right, yeah. Yeah, if you've got
And they might
20,
not notice
25
it
cooks
then,
there,
but they will notice it later.
later, yes, they will, yes.
So,
for sure.
we have, so, I mean, it's mostly just a lot of fun to do it.
So what are some important things for people to know if they're thinking they might like to compete?
It's, important. I mean, like I said, basically, it's just a great thing. I mean, you have to learn how to cook a very particular style of chili to be competitive. Like, everybody says, oh, I know I make a great chili. And the reality of it is they do. It's just not competition chili. So it's a very specific style. We actually call it clone chili. If you took 10 experienced cooks and lined their chilies up visually, you probably couldn't tell the difference because we all know what we have to cook.
And you're specifically speaking of the Texas Red at
Right.
this point,
And even or the
get a little
green-
more creative with the People's Choice.
The People's Choice, you never know what you're going to see.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I put corn in mine.
Yeah,
So
yeah. A lot of people like
people
that.
like
yeah.
corn,
Yeah.
but it's you have to go in there. The cooks will help you out. The ICS International Chili Society website has all of the let's say 20 years worth of like World's Championship recipes, and I'm sure they're all spot on accurate.
Yeah.
But they're a good guide. And I know a lot of cooks who've gotten up to speed pretty fast just by looking at those recipes and trying to look for common threads in them. And it's just getting out there and doing it. It's obviously you have to get geared up.
Yeah. And each cook has to bring all their own equipment.
Bring all
so
of your
what
own
do you usually
equipment.
cook on?
I cook on a Coleman stove.
A little propane camp
Yeah,
stove?
I'm seeing more and more butane stoves lately for some reason, but whatever. I mean, some little portable stove. Usually, you don't see the pump type stoves anymore. You rarely see anybody with a big tank. It's just all the little 1-pound bottles. And you need a pot, you need a skillet, you need your tools. You got to have a little wash station. You have to set up a wash station.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Farmington Valley Health District
Farmington-
requires that,
they
as
will
well
be-
as a temporary food service permit.
They
people
will
have
be
to
there.
acquire. Yeah.
But they're
But it's not hard
they're
to
not
get. It's
they're
easy.
not unreasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have to have a fire extinguisher. Because
Right.
the fire district wants you
Yeah.
to have a fire extinguisher.
And if you're cooking red and green, the ICS requires a minimum of 2 quarts of each, right?
Right.
And then the People's Choice, it's up to the cook however much they want to
Well,
make.
the
but-
rules I think the rules require us to make at least a gallon to hand out.
Right.
I
But
think
with
that
3,000 people,
the
they're
cook-off,
going to want to make
the
more
cook-off
than a gallon.
can require 2. Like I said, some people are more enthusiastic. With some cooks, that's all they'll do.
Yeah.
I'm planning on bringing at least 5 gallons just based on my experience with it.
Right.
I know how much I went through last year.
Right.
I'm expecting more people, so
Right.
I'm going to bring more. So
Yeah. Yeah. And there are some fees to enter, but they're very
Right, yeah.
reasonable,
I
and it
mean,
all
you-
includes the cost of your health department permit.
Right. Well, you have to join the ICS app first of all. That's
To
65
compete with the red,
Right.
green, or salsa.
to compete in anything. That's free, except for
the People's Choice, right?
Right. So that's $65 a year,
Yeah.
and then the entry fees are
35 for red.
whatever
We're- yeah,
they
they're
are what they are.
reasonable, so.
These are pretty standard. Usually they'll run you around somewhere between $60 and $75 if you're going to do all three categories.
Yeah. And Dave, you're heading up our youth competition this year
Yes, I
for us.
am.
You're helping us out a lot with
Yeah,
that.
that's a
so
gr- that's
how's
a great
that going to
thing.
differ from the adult competition?
Oh, actually, well, the People's Choice is no different section. You're the first that I know that actually had a People's Choice for youth. Other competition, it's just like the grown-ups. It's just like the adults. The only thing that we allow is safety stuff. We allow the parents and adult to cut the meat, cut stuff up, and to light stoves. Other than that, the kids are on their own. And they're actually required. It's their recipes. They got to cook it.
Right.
And some of these kids are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have to compete against them.
Right.
But I mean, the history on this, this great cook, his name was Jim Haywood. He was actually one of the founding people at the Culinary Institute of America, and he was there for 38 years. And he started the youth division. And he passed away number of years ago. Then Mike Friedman, who's another local cook, sort of took it up. And it's actually gotten to the point where last year we actually had a youth division at the World's Championship.
Great.
Winner got 2,000.
Great.
So,
Great.
see?
See
Might
that,
wanna
Dylan? You might be going to Reno next
reconsider
year.
the competition. And it's like, and it's just gotten to be a thing. I mean, we have to grow our own, basically. It's
Yeah.
not there,
So the youth can cook red or People's Choice.
Red, okay, like I said,
And-
they've never had a formal
in our
doing people.
competition,
Yeah, but
they
yours
can
they
cook red or
can.
People's Choice,
And
yes.
green and salsa is not a youth
Yeah, we
thing
don't
yet.
u- don't
That's
usually do
probably
that, right.
asking a little bit much of a kid
Yeah,
to come
yeah,
in and try
yeah.
to
And
keep
contestants
that.
must be under the age of 18.
Right.
Right, and we are requiring adult supervision, but the youth is required to cook everything
Right.
themselves.
I mean,
right,
ICS also requires adult
Yeah,
supervision.
yeah, and the parent is required,
Yeah.
just like in the adult competition, to
And
get
also the health department
permit.
also requires it.
Right, right. And we're giving away some big prize money this year, thanks
Right,
to one of
yeah.
our sponsors, AdNet Technologies, that's helping us
Right.
out with that.
Well, you doubled the first price for red to $1,000
Yes,
this year.
$1,000 for red chili.
That should get a
champion.
couple
yes,
extra cooks.
Yes, that's a nice big prize.
And-
$400 for the best green,
Right.
and $300 for best salsa, and $250 for best people's
300
choice.
for best salsa is that's a good
Yeah, that's
price
pretty good for
that's
salsa. I
that's
thought
good
so
for
too.
salsa
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But the main thing is, again, the main thing is that somebody's going to three cooks are going to walk out of there with something they don't have to do for an entire year.
That's right.
That's
They've
the-
already
that's-
made
that-
it into the
that-
World
that-
Championships
that-
the first weekend of the new chili year.
Yeah, I did that once
Yeah.
for red and green, and that was
Oh, that must
made
have
for a
felt
really
good,
short year.
yeah.
Except it took me to the following September to qualify for salsa.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, it didn't have to light a stove for a year.
Yeah.
That was a great year.
Yeah, because you literally travel all over the country
Yeah, I've gone as
competing, and most of these cooks do.
Yeah, I've gone as
Yeah.
far as Arizona just to cook.
Yeah.
And actually, I go to Nevada every January. There's a cook-off in Laughlin, Nevada, which is right on the Arizona, New York, California border.
Right. As you're going
And
into
I
Vegas.
go out there. There's a doubleheader there, which is probably
Right.
the toughest cook-off
Right.
outside of the World's Championship.
So that's a big commitment for these cooks to travel so much.
I mean, it's like, I like to say it's cheaper than golf.
Maybe. Maybe
Depends on
not.
how often you get on an airplane, I guess. But we really like each other.
Great, good.
We
Well,
might not
thank
have
you.
much else in common, but we do. Like,
Chili, you got chili in common. All right, thanks, Dave.
Sure.
Also joining us today is Matt Ullman, and he is the chef at the Simsbury location of People's Choice Pizza and the brand new Iron Horse Pizzeria and Sports Pub. So welcome, Matt. Thank you
you.
very
Thank-
much for joining us. How are things going at the new restaurant?
Good. We're in the phase of like a soft opening right now, so it's going well. We're getting all the kinks out. Before we were just delivery and pickup, so it was a little bit different going from delivery to pickup and kind of going backwards and going into the restaurant phase.
Yes.
But it's going well. We've had some good business, and hopefully to continue that.
And the restaurant is beautiful, by the way. I've not had an opportunity to try the food yet, but I've been in there several times, and you will be knocked out when you walk in there. It does not look like your typical pizza place at all. It's very, very nice. So we added a restaurant competition to our event last year, but this will be your first year competing with us in our restaurant competition. So have you been working on your chili recipe?
Yeah, a little bit. I've never been in one of the competitions, so it's a little bit different for me. We do have chili on the menu.
You do? Okay, good.
So it's good that we have it on the menu, but I think we're going to do something a little bit different for the competition.
All right, great. Well, you've got some pretty stiff competition this year. We do have 15 restaurants signed up so far for the restaurant competition. So we've got some local favorites like Abigail's and Kane's Market, and the Simsbury is coming back to defend their title. They won last year. And we've got some restaurants from out of town. We've got Marketplace Kitchen in Avon and Avon Prime Meats, and even the new Tavern at Keeney Park in Hartford. So how do you feel about being sort of the new kid in town and going up against some of the area's favorite restaurants?
It'll be a challenge.
Yeah.
I just hope that we can make a name for ourselves and make a name for our chili there. I mean, it'd be cool to win.
Yeah.
I don't expect to win, but if we did, that would be pretty cool.
Expect to win. You got to go in there with that fighting spirit. You're going to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, not ever being in one of these competitions is probably the most nerve-wracking part.
So what do you think is going to be the most challenging thing for you?
Probably, I would say cooking on the spot.
Yeah.
So, making the chili behind the scenes is okay, and that's fine. But cooking on the spot will probably be the biggest challenge for me. I would say.
Make sure you got a couple people there to help you. And you'll be fine, because it does get a little crazy there.
Yeah. So
last year, remember that, Tony? The restaurant competition was mobbed, absolutely mobbed.
It was mobbed. Yeah, we had some pretty long lines that went through really fast.
Yeah,
they did a great
did go
job
quickly
serving.
though. They went very, very quickly. Yeah. So let's give another little plug to your restaurant. You are open now.
Yes.
But on October 11th, you're having a grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony with the Simsbury Chamber. And it also happens to fall on National Sausage Pizza Day. So I know you're going to be making some sausage pizza, probably a couple of other kinds too. So people can come in between 5:30 and 6:30 and get a little taste of your pizza, right?
Definitely, yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much to all of my guests for joining me today. Once again, the Simsbury Spooktacular Chili Challenge will take place on Saturday, October 28th from 12 to 5 at the beautiful Simsbury Meadows Performing Arts Center. So guests can come anytime between those hours and taste great chili from our amateur cooks like Dave. But the restaurant competition starts at 2 and will run until 5. So that's when you're going to see Matt and the rest of the restaurants there. Tickets are just $10 for age 11 and up, and age 10 and under are free. And the tickets and event information are available on the event website, simsburychili.com, or by calling the Simsbury Chamber of Commerce at 860-651-7307. Thank you so much for joining all of us today, and I hope to see you on October 28th.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.